And we will start with the GOAT, the greatest weapon in the entire game, the M4A1 carbine, which is not even an M4A1 carbine. It's actually like a Colt something or other. But this thing is an absolute laser. Look at that, boom. One shot, one kill, no problem. No sniper rifle needed, no fancy nonsense. 210 bullets of just absolute, you know, as I failed. Okay, I couldn't get those guys, but let's see if I get this one. It's a good gun, I swear. Hold on. So it's not... There we go. Oh wait, who did I even kill? Someone died, but I don't even know who died. It's not like the longest range weapon in the game. I mean, as you can tell, I'm struggling to... It's got a bit of spread. If I shoot this normally though, if I'm not just like trying to like one tap these guys, it still completely shreds even at a long distance. And this thing is not just good against like light vehicles and troops and stuff. You can even like shoot the pilots out of like the scout helicopters and things like that. It's easy enough to find ammo for. Well, actually, I guess there's not that many NPCs in the game that use this. It's mostly the allies and the South Koreans that use it, who you're not normally shooting them or like taking their weapons. But it has so many bullets. I mean, 210's a pretty healthy amount of ammunition, and yeah, all the weapons in this game take the same ammo. So, all right, I'm wasting too much time on this. We have a lot of guns to get through, so we're gonna go ahead and stick this firmly into S tier. I think this is the. Oh wait, hold on. I think this is the best weapon in the game. So we'll put it rightfully at the top of S tier. Okay. All right, moving on to the SMAW anti-tank missile launcher. This thing is also an absolute beast. Locks on to any ground vehicles in a matter of seconds. Hits with almost 100% consistency. And it is capable of destroying almost every vehicle in the game in one shot. Give myself infinite ammo here. I think there are some tanks over this way that I can shoot at. Oh, I should have taken my car. I literally delivered cars specifically for... But yeah, even like right there, I mean, you can just like dumbfire it, and it's still pretty effective. As long as you can aim on the center of your screen. Are there tanks over here? Yes, there are. Wonderful. Oh, there's a lot of tanks. Oh, there's a tank. So even these, like, this is like the, I think these are the strongest North Korean tanks in the game, right? And even these just take one shot. Now they do have to like take the attrition damage from being put down below 20 health, like when they're on fire, to like fully blow up. But still, I don't think you can really complain for a weapon that you can get super early in the game, that it basically takes out every single vehicle in one shot. Does it take out these Chinese tanks? Ooh, it does not take out the Type 96 in one shot. I don't think I've ever even tested that. The other nice thing about this is that, and we'll get to this later in more detail with the Stinger missile, but like, honestly, this thing is also super effective against helicopters. Which really just kind of seals the deal for this and puts this also, in my opinion, firmly into S tier. I'm getting a little confused because I'm trying to interact with my tier list in the OBS rather than like actually in pages. There we go. S tier. Okay, let's see what's next. So I've got a bunch of, I've already got all the weapons called in from various supply drops. And speaking of supply drops, I already did an airstrike tier list video, and I was initially planning to do like a supply drop tier list video, but it doesn't really make sense. I mean, the supply drops in this game are not like very unique or interesting to talk through or go through. So we're just gonna do weapons. And this is only gonna encompass handhold weapons. So I'm not gonna do like artillery guns, for example. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh, we jumped right to the cheat weapons. I kind of want to save those for last. Let's save those for last. Anything else I'm fine doing. All right, sniper rifle. That's a good next one to do. So sniper rifle is really good in this game. I mean, the nice thing about it is it seems to have some kind of like a aim assist at long distance. I mean, like, even if you don't scope in. See, like, I got that driver, and there's really, I think it's very unlikely that I actually had the perfect center of my screen centered on that guy. But with this gun, when you're not scoped in, actually, it probably even when you are scoped in. Let's check. So if I like shoot there, yeah, I mean, it seems to just kind of like track a little bit. Let's see if I like purposely try to miss. See, like that one should have been, you know. Yeah, I'm not sure if it does as much like aim assist when you're actually scoped in, ironically. Which is why a lot of time when I'm speedrunning with this, I'll just like hip fire it. But yeah, this is a really good weapon. It only has 40 bullets, which is a bit of a limitation, but honestly, that's actually not bad. I mean, that's a lot of enemies you can kill. And the really nice thing about the sniper is getting vehicles with it, whether it's like these, you know, small armored vehicles like these Jeeps, or if it's the like scout helicopters, or even the big helicopters at the Allied MASH, the gunships, like even those you can snipe the pilots out of. You cannot snipe the pilots out of actually like armored vehicles like the North Korean gunship, but it's good for almost everything else. It's also good for stealth. I mean, the only reason you ever really need stealth in this game is if you're like role-playing. There's one mission where it's kind of useful, but you don't even need it there. You can just call in airstrikes. It's on that mission where you have to kill the mafia capos for the Chinese in clubs. You don't actually even need to use a sniper there. So, in fact, the strat we use for speedrunning, I think, uses surgical strikes, but I don't really remember, to get the bonus objective in 100% runs. But yeah, this is a great weapon. The other thing that's nice about this is you can unlock the sniper rifle drop with just 5, like you just pick up 5 blueprints and you can get that. And actually, yeah, well, I'll go through that later. I'll do a quick recap of the supply drops toward the end of this, but sniper rifle is awesome, very good weapon. Does it deserve to be an S tier? The real limitation of this is that it's not good for it's not great for firefights when you're dealing with like armored opponents. So like these grunts are great because you could just like shoot them anywhere and it's a one-hit kill. But once you get later in the game, you start dealing with like heavies. It can be kind of clunky because you have to get headshots with this, or you have to shoot them twice, and it's kind of, the rate of fire is like kind of slow. It's not terrible, but it's kind of slow, and so that makes the carbine, I think, better for it, just because it can be used in more situations. But I think this still deserves to be an S tier for how useful it is to the commandeer vehicles. So I'm gonna put this in S tier, but it'll be at the lower end of S tier. All right, what's next? Excuse me, I'm trying to make a YouTube video. Alright, so we have the SMG and the shotgun. Okay, so these are probably some of the worst weapons in the game. I mean, the spread on this is, like, ridiculous. Also, let me turn off infinite ammo. It's so inaccurate. It does do a lot of damage against vehicles. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if I end up destroying this vehicle faster than I managed to kill both the occupants of the vehicle. Okay, now I got one there. But let me turn back on infinite ammo and I'll... Oh god. I'll kind of show you what I mean here. Let's see how fast I can destroy a Jeep. Yeah, so I mean this thing like absolutely shreds lightly armored vehicles, which is a real pain in the ass when you're the player and you get surrounded by SMG guys and you're in your like a scout helicopter. Like you can get completely wrecked by enemies that are using this. But I think even though it is useful for that like one application, I don't think that's... Plus you have to be standing so close that half the time you'd end up damaging yourself doing like playing like this. Like already now, look how like less effective this is, how far away I am. So I didn't get damaged by the exploding vehicle that time, right? But it also took much longer to blow up. So I mean, and also you saw how quickly I completely chewed through all my ammo there. I mean, this thing just doesn't have enough ammo, so I would say overall this is probably a should get me started weapon. It has a couple of use cases, but ultimately it's pretty useless. And there's really no situation where you wouldn't just trade this out the first opportunity you got for something better. Or even something cooler. I mean, that's the other thing too about it. It's really just not even that cool of a weapon. It's like just this kind of dinky pea shooter. It literally just looks like a tube with like an AK mag stuck to it. I do kind of like the way the player character holds it. Like it's kind of unique, like holding it up like this. That definitely like looks cool, good for pictures. But and then there's like a unique running animation with it too, where it's like held one-handed, so that's like kind of cool. But yeah. All right, shotgun time. Shotgun is about as bad as the SMG. This one comes with 42 shells. But as you can tell, I mean, the thing about this is that, from what I can tell, it actually like fires a bunch of individual pellets, just like a real shotgun would. And the advantage of that is you can actually score headshots decently reliably with this. So I got one on that second shot. And you can even get headshots from a super long range with this. I actually used, as like a joke, I managed to use the shotgun during that contract I was talking about earlier, No One Will Ever Know, for the Chinese, where you have to kill the mafia capos during clubs. And you're normally supposed to use a sniper rifle, but if you position yourself well enough and get lucky enough and are patient enough, you can actually use the shotgun to take out all three of the officers without being detected, as long as you shoot them from like far enough away. So I mean, but like, really though, are you ever gonna want this for any real scenario? I don't think so. It's not even good for blowing up vehicles. It's purely just a weapon you would pick for the aesthetics, but I would argue the aesthetics are honestly not even that good, because it's like a short-barreled version of the Remington rather than like the full. If it was like a full-barreled shotgun, I think that would actually be kind of cool. But I don't know. It just doesn't really do it for me. I just think it's kind of boring and ineffective. So this one is also, I think, going to go into should get me started. You could play the game with this gun. This one actually maybe should go into... this one maybe should go into... What am I supposed to use? Harsh language. It's pretty bad. I think the SMG is definitely better. By like an order of magnitude. Like, does it even...
I guess, like, the one saving grace of this is... Let me see if it even kills in one shot. For, like, a body shot. Yeah, okay, so, I mean... It is kind of nice at, like, super short range. You can, like, tank through guys, I guess. But, oh, whoops, I'm covering on my screen. But, yeah. Alright, on to the next one. What do we got next? Alright, prototype rifle. This one is a weapon that I'm sure all of us when we were kids thought was the best weapon in the game. We were super psyched when we finally unlocked it. And, you know, it's got that 100 mag, or 100 bullet mag, oops. 100 bullet magazine. It's got 300 rounds. It's got a scope, you know. But then, okay, let's actually try to use this scope. Oh, okay, that worked way too well. I promise the scope is not good. The problem is the recoil makes it really, really ineffective to use. And it's not accurate enough. Like, unlike a sniper rifle, which shoots completely dead center every single time, this gun has like a decent bit of spread. You can kind of see right there, like the spread on this. From what I can tell, it has more spread than the carbine, even. So putting the scope on is like completely useless. And you might be like, well, you know, it's good for at least, like, no pun intended, scoping out areas or whatever, or just kind of like zooming in or stuff. But you get binoculars anyway. And the binocular is actually labeled. Does this even label things? This doesn't even label things. The binoculars are actually much better at, like, analyzing targets and whatnot. So, I don't know. Overall, this gun's actually, like, kind of disappointing for something that you're... For being called the prototype rifle, even though it's just a G36. And, you know, getting it so late in the game. And then, for some reason, it has 100... bullets in the magazine, even though, like, really it has like 30. This thing is just kind of weird. I don't really, I feel like this was something that was, like, supposed to be a different weapon and then, like, got changed in the late game, or didn't get, like, fully developed, and or maybe it got nerfed. Maybe it was, like, too good, so they had to scale it back. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's definitely not a bad weapon. This is definitely one of the best weapons in the game, but, like, it's nowhere near as good as the first weapon you get in the game, which is the carbine. So I'm going to go ahead and place this one in Never Let Me Down Before, I think is probably a good spot for this. I mean, like, if you didn't have a carbine, this would be the obvious, like, second choice for, like, an all-purpose weapon. So, okay. Moving on. What do we got next? Alright, we got the RPG and the AK-47. AK-47 is a classic. Firing rate is really slow, although this is one of the weapons that has... I don't think many weapons in the game have this characteristic. If you crouch with this, it actually fires even slower. Which is, like, really strange. I'm pretty sure there's, like, no other weapon that does it. Let me try it real quick with the prototype rifle before it despawns. Yeah, no, it's unique to the AK, and I don't really understand what the point of that is. But yeah, I mean, this gun definitely sucks pretty bad. I mean, it's got really bad accuracy. The firing rate is slow. It only comes with 160 bullets. The bright side is that you can find ammo for this literally everywhere. Almost every NK soldier uses this. And that's also an advantage that the SMG has over the shotgun, by the way, is the fact that you can find ammo for it in the field much more easily. The shotgun is, like, almost never used. But yeah, I mean, this is a gun that in casual play you only pick up if you need a gun, if you're completely out of ammo. And for that reason, this is going to go into the, well, it kills people, right? It's definitely better than the SMG. Well, is it even better than the SMG? I feel like it is. I mean, the SMG just has such bad spread and it chews through ammo so quickly. I feel like this deserves slightly higher rank, but I could be convinced otherwise on that one. All right, RPG time. I should have saved that cluster of Jeeps for this. The RPG is not bad. It's the only handheld, rocket type weapon in this game that comes with 4 rounds rather than 3, which is what the Stinger and the AT missile come with. So that's kind of nice. You get an extra round to compensate for the lack of accuracy. But like honestly, the accuracy is not terrible. It mostly goes where you want it to. It definitely, you could definitely miss if you're trying to hit something precisely like I just did. But I think the bigger problem with it is that it's slow. It's not so much that it doesn't go straight, it's that it doesn't get there fast enough. So like a couple shots ago, you saw that like a Jeep just drove out of the way to avoid getting hit by it.
You're taking good care of me. I like that.
Hey, Garcia. Thanks for the bits. But yeah, it's got really good splash damage. It's effective against both ground troops, light vehicles, heavy vehicles, pretty much everything. I mean, other than like helicopters, I think that's probably one of the only targets that the RPG doesn't work well on. But yeah, that's one advantage this has over the AT missiles, is that you can actually take out ground troops with this with like relative effectiveness. And it's not bad against tanks either. I mean, it usually only takes 2 shots to destroy most tanks of the game. Some of the tanks it only takes 1. So it can definitely be a nice substitute for the AT missile, because the AT missile is like really hard to get ammo for. It only has 3 rockets, and then you have to basically find ammo packs. And then when you get an ammo pack, that only gives you 2 more rockets. It doesn't give you 3. So in the RPG, you can find almost everywhere in the game world. Most of the NK bases will have crates that have RPGs in them, if not being held by enemies themselves. So yeah, I mean, overall, this is a pretty good weapon. I'm going to say that this is going to go into the never let me down before category. Okay. Up next. Let's see what's next. Alright, we have the MP5 something special variant suppressed SMG. The other SMG in the game. That is not really that much more accurate. I think it's a little more accurate. But this thing still kind of fails at a fundamental level. It has more ammo. I think it has more ammo than the other SMG. Is that right? I guess I should call that in and confirm that. I think this one has the same amount of ammo as the carbine. I think the other SMG only has like 150 rounds. The fact that it is suppressed, I don't really think plays any role whatsoever in the actual gameplay. It still completely shreds small light armored vehicles. Let's see. Oh, it's not even... Oops, it's the Russian supply drop, not the Chinese. Although I'm pretty sure the SMG is a Chinese weapon. Like the real world counterpart, I think, is a Chinese weapon. But I'm not sure. It might just be Russian. Alright. Let's see. Oh no, they have the same. Actually, this has more ammo because the magazine is bigger. It has 15 more bullets than this one. But yeah, this is really something you would only take for the aesthetics. I think the spread on this might be... Let me pick up that SMG. Where is that? I think the spread on this might be a little better than the other SMG. Excuse me. Alright, let's see. So... Yeah, I mean, definitely. And the spread on this is like... Look, it's like filling up the entire circle of my reticle. Whereas for this one, it's keeping a pretty tight grouping in the center of the reticle. So yeah, I would definitely say that this is a better weapon than the other SMG, but barely. I mean, it's still pretty bad. I think this is better than the AK though, maybe. Like, I think I would rather have this weapon than the AK-47. But it just wouldn't last as long. The nice thing about the AK is you can get ammo for it everywhere. But yeah, I think I'll go ahead and put this. I wonder what the spread. Let me go pick up an AK. I'm curious to compare the spread to the AK. Do I still have an AK? Oh, whoops. And I just lost the... Well, that's okay. Yeah. Now let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. We have an AK. I think I was, like, up on this hill here. Yeah, I mean, the spread on this is pretty terrible, too. This is, like, almost as bad as the SMG. So, yeah, I'm going to put the covert, SMG up in the, well, it kills people, right, category. Not terrible, but pretty limited use cases. Alright. Next up, running out of boxes here. We're almost done. We have the Stinger missile. Okay, so this thing is honestly kind of disappointing. It's not that good. I think the biggest problem with the Stinger is that it has no application outside of destroying helicopters. I know I just like blew up a Jeep that was sitting still with it, but I mean, it is only an air defense weapon, and it's decent in that role. I mean, against anything like any helicopters like this, it's going to be, you know, pretty good. It's going to be better than anything else you could find. Although honestly, a sniper rifle might be better against the light armored helicopters. And then when you get to like the heavily armored ones, like the NK gunships, this doesn't even shoot them down in one shot. So it really loses kind of a lot of the like a lot of its purpose. In my opinion, I think it kind of loses its purpose when the only thing you would like really need it for, because for all the other helicopters you could just use a sniper rifle. The one helicopter where you would actually want a purpose-built weapon to like take them down, and it doesn't really even work. It takes 2 shots to do it. Whereas you could use an anti-tank missile launcher and get the job done in 1 shot against the North Korean gunships. And I don't know, it's just like kind of lame, I think. I feel like they should have made this a one-hit kill on every helicopter in the game, including the NK gunship, and that would have made it a more useful weapon. But as it stands, like, I mean, in casual play, you would definitely probably use a Stinger from time to time, just because it's easier to hit the helicopters with than the anti-tank missile launcher. But for like speed runs and honestly, even when I play casually these days, I never have a use for it. I would much rather have a sniper rifle or an anti-tank missile launcher in my arsenal to deal with helicopters than a Stinger missile. But yeah, let me just go kind of prove my point here. Use it against some of these gunships. Yeah, see? I mean, that's so lame. Takes 2 shots. It sucks. And against like everything else, like against like this tank, like it doesn't do like any damage at all. Which I don't even know how realistic that is. I mean, I don't know much about anything. But it's still a freaking missile. We're at 5 now. 6. I mean, would a real tank just shrug these off? 7. Like this? Would it really be 8? So it took 8. It took 8 missiles. Which is that would be you'd have to refill. You'd have to use all your ammo and then refill your Stinger 3 times to be able to take out like an NK tank with this. And it doesn't do much better against even like something like this, you know. I think you could take out a Jeep in one hit with it, but I mean you can also take out a Jeep with an SMG. So I'm going to put the Stinger into the, well, it kills people, right? I think it's better than the suppressed SMG. It's at the top of this category, I'd say. I think I might move the AK. I'm going to move the AK down, and this should get me started as well. All right. Let's go ahead and, should I medivac or should I? Is my car still here? It probably blew up, right? Yeah, let's medivac. And you know what? Actually, we can probably finish this up from here. So let's see. Light machine gun. Okay, that's what we want. So we'll do the RPD next. I actually missed the RPD earlier. It was in the box with the prototype rifle, and I didn't realize.
Special delivery.
Oh wait, no, it's not. It's in actually it's in this box with the anti-armor rifle. So yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Okay, so the RPD is another weapon that when I was a kid I thought it was like super good, but the spread on this is as bad as the AK and like the SMG, which makes it actually pretty difficult to use for like effective, like, you know, basically doing anything effectively or efficiently. I mean, you can see here that this is just like, I mean, I did more damage to the car than I would ever really want to have if I was like trying to steal this. And I don't think it, yeah, I just don't think it's nice that it's got the 100 magazine, or the 100 bullet capacity, but even with that, it doesn't have enough ammo to compensate for the insane inaccuracy of this. And it's funny because like the RPD is a weapon that, you know, if you play a Call of Duty, it's like one of the most accurate weapons in that game. So it's just funny how different games portray the same weapon. But yeah, in this game, I mean, the RPD is typically used by like some of the like more like the stronger enemies in the game, some of the HVTs and stuff. So it kind of makes you, it kind of has like an allure of being like a special weapon to get a hold of. But I mean, look at this. It's just like that took. Let's turn off infinite ammo. Let's see how many bullets it takes to actually kill both of these guys. Yeah, that took over 50 bullets to get those guys. And I'm sure the Jeep is like completely destroyed as well. So I mean, just because of the sheer firepower, this is like way more effective than the AK-47. But it's still just not a very good weapon. I'm not sure if this is better or worse though than the covert SMG. I think if I had to pick between these, if I was like playing casually, I might pick this just because of the sheer firepower. And it is pretty powerful. I mean, well, yeah, I don't know actually. I might take the covert SMG over this. You do definitely feel like a boss, just like mowing down enemies without needing to reload, but I don't know. I think that this is gonna fall into, well, it kills people, right? The question is it better than the covert SMG? And I'm gonna say no. I think that the covert SMG. I think I'd rather have the covert SMG than the
RPG. Okay, up next
We have the anti-armor rifle. This thing is not terrible. It has very limited use case. It only has 20 bullets, which is half the capacity that the normal sniper rifle has. And the fire rate is like half what the normal sniper rifle has, as well as the magazine capacity. So it's considerably less useful for like casual troop encounters. It's definitely, serves its role as a sniper rifle. It's a much more dedicated sniper rifle than the actual sniper rifle is, in terms of like how you would ever want to use this. And it does, if I remember correctly, it does completely shred like small vehicles. I think it only takes like 3 or 4 shots to blow up one of these Jeeps. Oh, maybe not actually. No, it took like 5 shots actually. Yeah, I don't know how useful that really is. If it took like 2 shots, this could actually be kind of a fun power weapon to use. But if it takes like an entire magazine to blow up a Jeep, then that's not very useful.
You're good.
And the problem is with this compared to the sniper rifle is that it still doesn't, as far as I know, I don't think this even kills like armored opponents in one hit. I'll test that later because I don't want to get out of this position here. But I think there are certain enemies in the game that it one-hits. For example, one thing I learned is that during the Chinese contract, an eye for an eye, when the South Korean helicopters are flying in, and those all have like the SK elites flying them, this kills those pilots in one hit anywhere to the body, unlike the sniper rifle. So it is more powerful than the sniper rifle, but the application of that I think is kind of limited. Like I don't think this kills NK elites in one hit, but it might. In fact, it would stand to reason that it does, but for some reason I have it in my head that it doesn't. So I don't know. I could be wrong about that. So yeah, basically let's just say that it does. I mean, the only advantage of this over the regular sniper is that you could body shot one shot like an elite soldier, which would be useful if this was good in like infantry encounters, but because of the slow fire rate, it just isn't. And I know for a fact that this does not one shot the face cards for spades, because I've tried to use this on the King of Spades and it doesn't work very well for ACC. And because of that, I've instead tried to like keep a carbine with me instead of this, even though I do use this during an eye for an eye in ACC. I then choose to like get rid of it again because of how limited the use cases for it are. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this into Never Let Me Down Before. There's nothing wrong with this weapon in terms of like, again, this would be something just like the prototype rifle. This would be something that if the better version of it didn't exist, it would be one of the best weapons in the game. But there's just not many reasons to use this over the sniper rifle, just as there's not many reasons to use the prototype rifle over the carbine. Those weapons are both easier to get, they have more ammo, they're easier to find ammo for, they're unlocked earlier in the game, and they're better. So, okay. Next, let's do grenades next. So we'll start off with the frag grenade. This is a staple of Mercenaries, chaos and destruction. A frag grenade's pretty good. It's really nice for taking out like small vehicles like this, or even like armored personnel troops, like troop carriers and stuff like that. I mean, even some of the lighter armored tanks, it could be useful for taking out. It's honestly a really well balanced grenade. It's not overpowered by any means. It's got a very reasonable like splash damage range. It's modestly effective against troops, but not like it's not something you would use unless you were kind of running out of ammo or had to reload or something against troops. Like in this game, you're better off just shooting. If there's like 5 troops standing next to each other, you're better off just shooting them with a rifle than you are trying to like get them with a frag grenade. because the frag grenade is just not that effective against troops. It's mostly effective against lightly armored vehicles. So we're going to go ahead and stick the frag grenade in Never Let Me Down Before. I would say that's probably a good position for it. And then stun grenades. I'm going to go ahead and just put these also in this position. Stun grenades are like definitely useful, but there's not that much of a reason, unless you're obviously going after like HVTs. There's just not much of a reason to use them in casual gameplay. The amount of effort you put into stunning an enemy, you might as well just kill them. And even for HVTs, half the time you're better off just like running up to them and taking them out just by punching them. So it does make a really cool animation though when it explodes, so that's fun. And you can use it to prevent enemies from shooting you, which is kind of nice. So like nobody will shoot me now because I'm stunned. And you can use this. I tried to use it there, but it actually doesn't work with jeeps because jeeps just flip over. But you can use it with helicopters to make like safe getaways. If there's a bunch of people shooting at you and you need to fly away and you don't want them like destroying your helicopter, you can stun yourself intentionally and then you get into the helicopter and they won't shoot you as long as you're still technically like stunned. Actually, have I ever tested that? Does the stun carry through getting in and out? Like, oh yeah, it does. Huh. I don't think I've ever actually tested that. Like, I don't think I've ever confirmed that that's how that works. But yeah, that is definitely one of the most like useful applications of the stun grenade, which kind of actually says something about how few applications there are for it. Okay, and then let's see. I think we have. Oh, it's just C4. C4 is the only thing left. All right. C4 is again. C4 is fun. C4 is mostly fun because you can do. If I could jump, which I can't because you can't jump in this game if you're getting shot. Very annoying. C4 is fun because you can do this. And that is awesome. And for that reason, and that reason only, C4 gets an easy S-class. Hell yeah. C4 forever. But yeah, I mean, other than that, C4 is also really nice for taking out buildings, troop tunnels, tanks, radar jammers, SAM turrets. I mean, it blows up almost everything in the game with just one. Like, one C4 will blow up almost everything in the game, except for some of, like, the really heavily armored buildings, in which case you'll need, like, 3 and then, like, a modest, like, explosion, like a frag grenade or something. Coding overload? Oh, no, I just dropped, like, 5,000 frames, though. Dang it, and I'm not recording either, so I guess I just lost that little bit there. Is it doing fine now? I guess I could start recording so that doesn't happen again. Yeah, I dropped like 5,000 frames. Okay, well that sucks. But yeah, let's see what else can you do with C4. I mean, the biggest issue with C4 is that it's one of the only things in the game that is kind of difficult to find ammo for. Almost everything gets ammo from either these ammo packs or from, like with grenades, you can get them just from these grenade packs, and that refills both of your grenade types. But with C4, you need to actually like find C4, and the game does not really put C4 like in the world very often. It's like kind of rare actually to find C4, and so then the only way to get it is to deliver it, which luckily the game has a demolition supply drop, which is, for a lot of people, is the very first supply drop you unlock, and it comes with a full load of C4. Like, it comes with 4 to completely restock you.
I'm on my way.
So that definitely makes it kind of like easier to use, but yeah, C4 is great. All right, lastly, let's do the cheat weapons. Are they still here? No, they probably despawned. Let's call them the cheat weapons.
Okay, I'm on my way.
Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't recording. That was actually just,
Special
I always record now. This is the first time I've streamed in a while, and I just did not have my routine down. Okay, so let's start with the Street Sweeper. So Street Sweeper is like a little Russian SMG that has 6,000 bullets and is, I think it's functionally equivalent to the chain gun that's on the scout helicopter, like the North Korean scout helicopter. I think it's the same weapon, which means that it is awesome. It is very effective. Honestly though, like, even though you can go around and like do this and like blow up a bunch of jeeps and stuff, I think it's not as good as you might initially think. Like, for my baggage carrier runs where we're allowed to use cheats, for example, I think I choose to, I can't remember exactly, but maybe Sniper, maybe you can remember. Also, hi Sniper. I think I actually choose to just keep the carbine because of how good the carbine is. So I mean, this thing's great, but the problem with it is the spread. I mean, the carbine just like has such good. You can see like I'm spraying bullets everywhere with this, which is like okay if you're just gonna mow down like some jeeps or whatever, but it's not good if you're trying to be like have any level of precision and not like have collateral damage or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the Never Let Me Down Before category. I would say it's better than the prototype rifle, but only just barely. Okay. And then next we have... Oh wait, that was the portable artillery. Whoops. There we go. Okay, now we have the pocket artillery. Now we have the portable airstrike. Where did I call in that drop? Do I need to call in another one? I might need to call in another one. I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is.
Okay, I'm
Pocket
on my way.
artillery and... Oh. Huh. That's weird.
Special delivery.
The portable airstrike, like, disappeared. Alright, portable airstrike. This thing is a force to be reckoned with. It is functionally equivalent to the strategic airstrike, or strategic missile strike, sorry. And it literally actually shoots, like the same sprite that comes down for the strategic missile strike, that is actually what comes out of this this rocket, which is really funny. It's got almost 2,000 rockets, which is more than I think you could ever use. I think the game would actually crash before you could fire that many rockets. It causes audio glitches, which is a unique feature that no other weapon can attest to. And this thing is just an absolute beast. I don't think there's anyone that didn't use this on their New Game Plus playthroughs when they were a kid, because it is just an absolute force to be reckoned with. The obvious downside of this is collateral damage, but if you're skilled with it, you can precisely hit where you want. You know, you can catch things just in the splash radius to destroy one thing and spare other things. So it's not like completely useless in like tight scenarios where you have like HVTs and stuff. And yeah, this thing is definitely an S tier weapon, I think, in my opinion. I'm gonna put it above C4, and I'll put it above the sniper rifle too. I think this thing is more effective than the sniper. I am gonna leave it below the normal AT missile launcher because I do think that if you were like trying to play this game, if you're trying to be precise, like I think you can do a lot of damage with the AT missile launcher without completely leveling the entire game world. But you can also level the entire game world if you want to with the AT missiles, especially if you like combine that with like airstrikes and stuff. But this thing sometimes is overkill, and it can be kind of frustrating. The other thing about it that just happened there, which is like pretty annoying to deal with this thing, is that like there are sometimes when I wish that it was just dumb fire, because sometimes it locks on when you don't even want it to. Like you want to shoot like somewhere specific, but it like locks on to something, which can be kind of annoying. So I would say that the normal AT missile launcher is probably, in my opinion, a better weapon, but like only slightly. I think you could make the argument that this is better. Okay, and then lastly and leastly, we have the pocket artillery, which is the only thing good about this weapon is that it's a pistol, but it kind of makes me sad because it's a reminder of what could have been. You see the box art for this game, you see, I think, Matthias holding a pistol, and you're like, man, I want to use a pistol in North Korea. But no, they didn't finish developing a pistol, so instead they gave you this janky, weird thing that sticks into your back like a knife and is held with two hands for some reason and fires artillery, which is just like completely ineffective, insanely hard to aim. Doesn't even one-shot a Jeep. I mean, it doesn't even come with that much ammo. It only has 150 shells, which you could easily like tear through because of how inaccurate it is and how little damage it does, like how little splash damage it does. This, in my opinion, is the worst weapon in the entire game. No competition. I mean, it's kind of funny, I guess. But, you know, after the humor wears off in approximately 5 seconds, you are just stuck with a just total piece of garbage weapon. Also, what in the world? I never even realized that. Look at how it's reloaded. Look at this. Oh, whoops. Wow, I do not remember how to reload. That's how long it's been. Is it A? Oh, no, I don't. Oh, I can't reload. That's why. I'm dumb. You reloaded it like a musket. So yeah, so this will be the only F tier weapon in the entire. Oh no, I guess I put the shotgun in F tier. Does the shotgun deserve F tier? But yeah, I think this is the only true F tier weapon in this game is the portable artillery. You know, I probably should have made this bigger when I started. Yeah, look at that. That's so much better. I should have done that at the start. Yeah, these tier list videos, I never quite make these the way I want to. I have something that I'm upset with at the end. But yeah, okay, here we go. I think, let's see, let me do a final review here. So in order, best weapons in the game: the carbine, the AT missile launcher, portable airstrike, the sniper rifle, C4, street sweeper, the prototype rifle, RPG, anti-armor rifle, frag grenade, stun grenade, stinger missile, the suppressed SMG, the RPD, the AK-47, the SMG, shotgun, and the portable airstrike. Yeah, I think I stand by these ratings. What do you guys think? Do you think I got anything wrong here? Do you think the order of anything is wrong? There's actually a lot more in S tier than I initially expected, but each of these kind of serve a unique purpose. So, and honestly, there's really no like truly bad weapon in this game. You could get by just because the game's not that difficult. You could get by with anything.